It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Steve.
I had a sense of responsibility last night.
Apparently.
And somebody wanted to...
Somebody didn't.
Somebody wanted to tie that mid-November one on.
Wanted to relive the old glory days.
Hey, Eddie, you want to go down to a local club and get our dance on? No, Steve, it's 10:30. We should go home. Come on!
And Kyle.
Do you think there's an outside chance I caused the person to move?
I think there's a very inside chance that you caused a person to
Do you
move.
think, Myrtle got off her computer that her kids bought her and said, "We're moving"?
So it's Myrtle and Bert.
Myrtle and Bert.
Mert and Bert.
Yeah. They're alone, so she's watching the Watchdog page.
Mert and Bert out the door. See you.
Now, here they are, two guys who are living in style, Steve and Kyle.
I love it when I don't remember the segments at all that are featured in the intro.
Our best ideas are so fleeting.
Yeah. When was that from? Mert and Bert?
No clue. No clue. I don't remember the context. This was part of the typically once-a-year adventure, maybe twice, where I go through the archives to put the intro together. Mm-hmm. Because
nothing funny happened in the previous episode?
Well, our gift exchange episode is typically, in this year especially, it was abbreviated because of a litany of technical issues.
Of tech issues, yeah.
So there were some funny moments, but part of it was a real genuine refusal to go revisit what happened there.
Do you think that calendar year, what would this be, 8 or 7? I don't know.
Well, calendar year 1 was 16.
So 16,
but it was a partial
17,
year.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This is calendar year 8.
That's insane.
Do you think calendar year 8 is our year for being undefeated against tech difficulties? Because as of right now, this is episode 1 for calendar year 2023, right. Calendar year 8. We haven't had any issues yet. We're 2.5 minutes in.
Right. This may be the longest we've gone.
I'm going to make a bold claim.
Oh no!
Right now.
Okay.
You type it into the.
I'm getting the poll ready. I'm pulling up our document where we have memories.
Type it into the register.
Yep.
I, Steve, hereby claim 2023 calendar year 8 of the Steve and Kyle. You getting all this? Calendar year 8 of the Steve and Kyle podcast will be the first tech incident-free year for this podcast.
Why couldn't you have waited till June?
Hear ye, hear ye.
Okay, hang on. Now I'm going to start writing it down because the first part was fine, but now that we're making the official
town crier.
Yes, you're getting the attention. Hit one of those sounders. It'll be just like the bell.
Okay,
right? Because and it's over a head bell, right?
Hold on. Let me.
But that's a bell,
right? Then maybe you want this one. Is that more bell-like?
That's very bell-like. Okay, so Steve, I now have it ready to properly denote your claim for the year 2023 that we can revisit. And I'll go do what we normally do. I'll go ahead and put a reminder in my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it for December 1st.
Oh, so
the pressure...
So the pressure is going to be on.
If by a miracle of whatever God you pray to happens and we make it to December 1st without a tech issue...
There's no chance.
We will then have to go...
The fact that I hit that button and a sound effect played and we both heard it is already an upset. If this was in Vegas, if we were able to... you're the betting guy on the show.
Yeah.
What would the odds be, or the over under? Give me something. On
just an actual sound effect playing without the ambient noise before it of click click.
Hold on. Wait there for.
And then a few button pushes, and then silence.
Is this it? No. How about now? Hey, there it is.
I would tell you. And this is for me, so I'm probably a little more self-confident than the betting industry would be. Mm-hmm. I would put it at 5-1. So a $10 bet would pay you $50.
Okay.
So that it was an underdog.
Yeah.
That a sound effect, and that's the simple thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I did not want to revisit the disaster of our last original episode before the year in review. But I don't want to get too far removed without getting a proper quote for this on our document, Steve.
Sure. Do you want me to restate it?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, so
in town crier fashion, if
here's
you
the
could.
official opening. Hear ye, I, Steve of the Steve and Kyle podcast, do hereby proclaim that the year 2023, the year of our Lord, will be tech incident free.
Wow.
End of my statement.
It's there.
Please include end of my statement.
Yeah, obviously right on the end there. Yeah, that's okay.
Maybe put like brackets SFX to denote that that's where sound effects played. And then after that, end of my statement. But it also has to start with brackets SFX.
Right, because we want the world to know, and especially when we repeat this at the end of the year, when you say,
Sure.
I, Steve of the Steve and Kyle podcast, do hereby proclaim that the year 2023, the year of our Lord, has been tech incident free.
Yeah.
We need to know when to play the sound effects.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, we have now set the bar for 2023. Happy New Year, by the way.
Oh, boy. Happy New Year, Steve. How far we've come.
Have we?
Just another day on the calendar for us nowadays.
Uh-huh.
Nothing real big. I heard your big plans for tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Were ice ball or something with your...
Don't break the ice.
Don't break the ice with your daughter.
Yeah, we're playing Don't Break the Ice. We're playing... my sister got her the sneaky... I think it's called the Sneaky Squirrel game. Mm-hmm. Oh, fantastic game. She loves it.
Never heard of it.
You gotta get the acorns out of the tree. Put them in your tree stump.
I really focus with our 4-year-old on super simplistic games. So we're talking the chutes and ladders that you dropped off when we had COVID.
Played chutes and ladders yesterday for the first time in, I don't know, 30 years.
I don't know if you were familiar with Hi-Ho Cherry-O.
Yeah, of course.
Super simple. Mm-hmm. He's a big fan of card games, so we play Old Maid. Mm-hmm. We've played some Slapjack.
Slapjack. I don't think I know that one.
Oh, you just keep putting cards in the middle of the pile around the however many players, and if a slapjack or whatever the animal that is the slapjack, I forget, comes up, you slap it, you get all those cards. That's it.
Got it.
It's super
pretty easy.
The key with kids is, one, they're dumb, and two is to keep it super, super simple.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Because even chutes and ladders, Evelyn struggles with.
It's a little bit like you have to tell them, hey, you did 5, so go 5 spaces. But on the third space or whatever, there's
a ladder.
Yes.
And then you start in the bottom left of the board, and then you go to the right. Then you go up and back to the left. So you're constantly zigzagging back and forth. At no point do you move more than one block up or down.
Right.
Because, and really, it's just up. You only move one block up at a time.
Right.
But that doesn't stop Evelyn from, for no apparent reason, deciding to go 7 blocks down.
Sure. Yeah, and at that point, you know what? It's her own grave. She's digging it.
Yeah.
So,
we digress.
Well, obviously.
2023 will be
tech issue free.
Tech issue free.
I cannot believe
every way. Podcasts will be posted when they're supposed to be posted. There will never be a false start where it accidentally gets posted on a Saturday instead of the following Tuesday.
But just on Facebook.
Right.
Somehow.
There will never be the time when some idiot accidentally labels the Steve and Kyle podcast the Free Beer and Hot Wings show. That won't happen.
How are we going to determine, because this happens, and it doesn't bother me, and I don't think anybody cares anyway, where we leave like a note in that says, hey, this is where we took our mid-roll break or or whatever.
No. I mean, this is all included.
That's included. We're including document issues in our no tech issue free.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything.
This
is the year that I finally get my S together. I almost texted you the other day. It was on Tuesday when the most recent episode was published. The year in review, 2022 year in review. If you haven't listened to it yet, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes of.
I really enjoyed it.
Of our our most fun memories from 2022. I almost texted you and said, it's taken 6.5 years, but I've finally gone about 3 weeks without an issue when posting, because there's always something, always some kind of issue. It'll post to Facebook, but it won't post to Twitter.
Yeah,
it'll be on Spotify, but for some reason iHeart doesn't grab it. I have hit such a stride these last couple of weeks that is why I'm going into 2023 with the confidence of a prize fighter.
But is that I don't even fault those sometimes on us.
Most of the time I can trace it back to me.
Is it really? Even when it's one pod catching service?
Not so much that, but when it's, especially with the social media, when it's Facebook but not Twitter, or it's on Facebook but it still has the tags from Twitter, I can always trace that back to me. Little things like that. But a lot of times I catch those within a minute of it posting, and I'm able to go in and. But look, I'm Mr. Honesty. I am going to be transparent.
Yeah, we will tell you the second a tech issue happens. Trust me,
we will let you know.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to miss. We'll talk about it because I think maybe you cannot, but I feel like you can always hear the deflation, especially when it's an issue like 2 weeks ago. And Steve, did we get past 10 minutes this week?
We got past the 10-minute mark. We are cruising. Oh, imagine if this was if the issue happened at minute 10 of episode 1
while we're talking about it. I feel like you can hear that deflation when we do come back to either simply restart or try to replay in some form the bit we started with.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to hide this. We have no use to. What are you going to do? Not
full transparency on this podcast. If there's one thing we do, it's we tell you when we screw up.
What are you all going to do? Not pay us?
Well, that's 80% of our content too is talking about how we messed up.
Right. We get a lot of mileage out of that. Mm-hmm. We are, speaking of last week episode and the year in review, I did want to say, if you have not received your gift yet, please do let us know.
Has there been? I don't think there have been any issues. I've seen a couple of messages come in where people have said, "Hey, sorry, it's a little bit later than I was hoping, but I'm confident that everything is on its way." And
I only mentioned because I just received a message now.
Oh, saying they didn't get anything.
Yes, and most people are very nice about it, and I appreciate that. I will reach out, and we will see if make sure it's on the way. So delay is okay with me. I don't care. People are busy this month, and a multitude of different things going on.
Nothing going on.
Free? You free?
I have nothing to do for the next nearly 10 days.
Boy.
My wife is leaving town with my offspring.
Really? I did not know this.
Yeah, this was kind of a last-minute thing. She's going to go up to her parents' house,
okay.
So we were both kind of planning.
And you said, pound sand, broad, I'm not coming.
Yeah, I got a truck to work on.
Oh, no. Is the Comanche the reason? Are you staying back to do Comanche stuff?
No, I'm staying back. Well, kind of. I'm hoping to get some work done in the garage, insulating-wise.
Okay, so you can do more work in the off-season without being oppressively cold.
Yes.
Oppressively hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, I mean, I'll just go up if you want. And I was like, all right, cool. Sounds good. So, so I'm going to stick around here. That's going to be strange. She's leaving tomorrow morning.
I never know what to do.
She's leaving tomorrow morning, which is Monday morning. No.
Yeah.
Sunday morning.
Sunday. Yeah, you're right.
She's not coming back till Tuesday afternoon.
So you've got 60 hours?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You have 60 hours of nothing but you and the dogs.
I know for a fact that I am getting dinner from the Chinese food restaurant that I love, that she enjoys.
Doesn't love.
But she's a lot more particular about, like, there's one dish that she loves that she got from one place many years ago, and that's her Mount Rushmore.
That's it.
Of Chinese food.
It will never be approached.
And this place does an okay job. So whenever I bring up, hey, we should get some Chinese food from this place, she's always like, yeah, I guess. But I am so looking forward to dinner tomorrow night, which is sad because I'll be eating it by myself in an empty house. I'll have a couple dogs around me. Toby will be by my side, of course.
It is a strange phenomenon that you spend your years then with a family and kids, and it's busy, and they're always around. You're always together.
Yeah.
A couple hours here and there, maybe an overnight occasionally.
Yeah. Obviously going to work and everything.
Yeah. But then when it happens for even a tiny bit of an elongated period, you just don't know what to do.
I'm going into it thinking, I have a list of things that I would like to get done, but I also wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to sleep until like 8:30.
Right.
That would be kind of great.
Right. And just wake up to silence.
Yeah.
And
that's going to be the strangest thing, is just waking up to not to Annette getting out of bed because she hears Nicholas crying on the monitor,
Sure.
or stirring because he's hungry, not hearing Evelyn singing in her room because it's time to get up. That's going to be very strange. But man, I'm looking forward to it.
Now, what is it going to take for me to get you to wake up Monday morning? Maybe even after a Sunday afternoon snooze.
Yeah.
Sitting on the couch, maybe you're wrapped in a sweatshirt. Toby and Lola hanging out near you. I think the cat's still gone. No cat in the house.
Not that I know of.
Be a bummer to find out now.
Hadn't thought about that in a couple months. Might be time to empty the litter box.
No, doesn't look fresh. In 2023, to really reinvigorate, focus,
Okay.
and flip on.
Well, look, I mean, that's you go into the new year fully in focus. New year, new you.
And I have every intention of asking you in a few moments if you have any plans for the new year.
Okay.
I feel like calling them New Year's resolution makes me feel like a teenager again.
Yeah,
so I'm not going to do that.
I typically don't. I don't really do the resolution thing that much. Or
really
if I
taking
do,
the wind out of the sails of the upcoming.
or if I
question
do,
was gonna
it's
ask
very
you.
broad. Like, live, try to be more in the moment.
Can you maybe you and me here?
Yeah.
Just leave it a little bit more ambiguous. So when I do ask you in a few minutes, people are still tuned in.
Sure. Yeah, of course.
So in a few minutes, Steve, I'll bring up to you. Do you have any plans? For
Yeah, of course.
New Year.
So many resolutions.
Things you want to change about yourself.
Exactly. I have 10.
Your appearance, your
Yeah.
life, your hobbies, your things you do. Pretty much just you. Do you have any plans?
So changing.
No.
Basically
just asking if you have any plans.
changing
to
the
change
core of what makes me me.
That. Well, Annette's been talking.
Has she? To you? Because
No,
I feel like
I've just heard rumblings.
I feel like, no offense, I'll say that in advance. I feel like you wouldn't be her go-to shoulder to cry on or therapist.
Times change, people change. It's
You can't just say times change, people change in any scenario.
yeah. No. I'm going to put that on a poll. Can you just say times change, people change, and have it make sense? Because it does. But we digress.
Yeah.
What were we talking about 2 minutes ago?
You had said something about, is there any way you could convince me? And then we went.
Yeah. So again, new year,
New me.
wife and kids are gone.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
You've got not like them running away gone. I think we should, again, that's a good idea to clarify.
Yeah.
Gone for a visit to their to her family.
Yep.
And you said no chance in hell.
Got truck things to do.
And Miss Manchi, the first Manchi Monday of the new year? Are you crazy?
Talk about a resolution. It's to never miss a Manchi Monday again.
What's it going to take? Again, nice hot cup of tea, blanket, dogs wrapped around you. You got your favorite snacks that you don't have to worry about being, one, shamed about by your wife, or two, stolen off your plate from the kid.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down and flip on. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Boy.
You have upwards of 60 hours to yourself.
Yeah, that's a
with,
lot.
quote, truck things to do.
Well, look, I mean, in
What
the
are the
in the
odds?
hierarchy of my interests, and this will not surprise you, truck things are higher than Marvel movies.
Right.
You understand that, of
But
course.
I would argue truck things in the last, and maybe you would agree, maybe you wouldn't, have truck things since Parade cancellation 2022 taken a backseat.
Truck things?
Yes.
I was doing truck things last night.
What were you doing on the truck last night? That's December 30th. Last night. So not like during the day.
No,
you were out
this
there
was-
after the
this
kid
was
went to bed, maybe.
after the kids were asleep. Yeah.
What were you doing?
Last night it was replacing the light bulbs in the dashboard
Okay.
because there was I noticed it was pretty dim in certain spots. Turns out 5 of the 9 bulbs were burnt, like completely burnt out. So
Yeah.
I replaced them, and then boy, you are going to be interested in this.
Oh, boy.
Look, I mean, obviously,
as interested as I was in the first part.
obviously, I'm upgrading to XJ sun visors.
Oh, God, I regret everything.
So, the nice thing about the XJ sun visors, flip them open, they got the little mirror in there. Well, it's a lighted mirror. MJ never came with a lighted mirror. So, I looked up the wiring diagram for the dome lights, tapped off of the power for the dome lights, ran some harnesses to the front. So now I have lighted XJ visors in my MJ. Over here.
So it's a new year. Yes.
I mean, I thought about installing these,
Oh!
which are my gift from.
And again, those were...
You tell me.
and again, I was just a conduit for the gift giver. I believe that's
Right,
a 4-pack wiring harness for speakers for a certain era of Jeep vehicles.
And also the thinnest roll of tape I've ever seen.
Yeah, you're welcome for that. They really know you're probably working in tight spots down there. Oh boy, I regret asking that.
So you're
I
asking
figure 2023
you're asking
though, Steve. Listen, it's a new year.
2023.
Let's bring the bit.
To a close.
Let's get it caught up.
When was the first? Do we have a date for what the first? It would have been the Iron Man review, right?
Yeah, and
I think it was January.
let me filibuster while I try to pull that up.
Sure.
Because, boy, we talked about it.
We talked about it early.
We talked about you wanting to make 2022. Watching the superhero.
It
movies.
had to have been in January
I don't feel
because
like
I did 25 of them.
You're
28
right.
of them.
January 11. You gave an Iron Man review. That was 2008. And I remember, and this was on the year in review show, how we talked about before as the Boulin Wall was to be due, you were going to be wrapping up this experiment.
Right.
When was the Boulin Wall born?
I don't know. Sometime in
Doesn't matter because you definitely haven't done a review
it was June 8th. He was born June 8th.
since Black Widow, which is 2021's Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson.
If you had to guess how
ScarJo.
far removed from that you are when you did the Black Widow review, which was your last review, and that was honestly, you had done 4 in a row up to that point.
I had I liked Black Widow from what I remember. Do you
I
remember
rewatched it that week.
What was my?
Yeah, your takeaway was some of these family reunion scenes were a bit long, but
Yeah.
overall, I really liked the character and I enjoyed the movie quite a bit. Before that, you reviewed Spider-Man Far From Home. I gotta say, the Spider-Man franchise is now 2 for 2. That heel turn was done well.
Don't remember the heel turn.
Before that, you had done Avengers Endgame and Captain Marvel, and you'd done those 4 weeks in a row. You were cooking.
I was cruising along.
Whereas before that, you missed a week between that and Ant-Man. You missed a week between that and Avengers Infinity War. But before that, you had done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whew. You'd done 7 before you missed a week.
That's pretty good. That was really good. So you're saying that
As we sit now.
as we sit right now, I have roughly 11 days to put a bow on this bit. How many movies do I still have? Like 6?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying get it back on track.
Okay.
Which would be, at this point, You are an episode away from WandaVision being concluded.
Mm-hmm.
And
how many episodes is that, by the way?
That was just 6.
Okay.
And Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is the most recent, is not the most recent, is the last movie you have not watched. Mm-hmm. And that was released in 2021. That was due to be reviewed on August 2nd.
A little bit
So
behind.
we are only 5 months removed
Okay.
from this being reviewed. I think it's time. Give me a time frame
Do I have to put a...
that we can get a bow on this.
Okay.
You have Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings,
Mm-hmm.
The Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness,
I'm looking forward to that one, too.
Thor Love and Thunder, and Black Panther Wakanda
Thor Love
Forever.
and Thunder. That's still in theaters, right?
It is not. It is...
Just missed it?
you were...
That was the one that we kind of had it
The plan was...
circled.
Yes.
That was where we were going to catch up.
And we were talking about that even in, I believe, June or July.
Hello.
We were talking about that even in June or July, that we were going to have a meetup because that was going to be you fully caught up.
Yeah.
Since then, they have released Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Yep.
And I believe we are going to, even if you started today, I still believe you would be, there will be another movie in theaters by the time you're wrapping up. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to pull up what the next one is. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. That is coming out February 17. So that is assured to be out before you could even possibly be caught up with the movies.
Why do you say that?
Well, counting the weeks right now.
You said it. I have 60 hours. I could knock them out and still get a bunch of truck stuff done.
We could simply pivot and act like we never talked about having a meetup for Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
And just have a meetup for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. So if you were to start next week you bring home the review for Shang-Chi. So that would be on January 10. January 17th would be The Eternals. January 24 would be Spider-Man No Way Home. January 31st would be Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. February 7 would be Thor Love and Thunder. Mm-hmm. February 14 would be Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Oh, boy.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania comes out Friday, February 17.
Oh, boy.
It is...
Do I got anything going on? Let me pull up my calendar. Because, I mean, this all hinges upon if I have anything going on Friday, February 17th. And if
I don't really want to go on Friday anyway.
Oh, boy, I can't go anyway. And it's got a dentist appointment the day before. And I have a dentist appointment the day before that.
That's back-to-back dentists.
Yeah.
That obviously
Double
precludes
D.
you from going
Dentist.
going to the movies the following day.
Mm-hmm. And a week after that is my friend Mike's 42nd birthday.
Friend Mike? Brother Mike? Not Brother Mike?
No,
I don't know if you put him in your calendar as a...
I don't know if you... I'm not sure if you met Mike at the wedding.
Mike Rachel?
Nope, different Mike.
You know too many Mikes at that point.
A lot of Mikes in my life.
I think you should limit your Mikes. Anybody. Any friend, two tops. So if you know Bill, and then 5 years later you meet another Bill, but then let's say 6 months later you meet a really nice Bill.
You got to purge one of them?
Sorry, Bill.
Okay.
If you're weaseling your way in, I've got to get rid of old Bill or middle Bill before I can get you in.
Maybe put it on the poll. Should there be a 2-friend limit?
I'm just going to put it as Bill.
Should there be a 2-friend same name limit?
Yeah. And I think that's fair. I think most people would agree. So what are...
But anyway. We digress.
Do you think we could get Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings next week? Just that to kick off the 2023 New Year, New Steve.
New Year, New Me.
Back in early 2022 form where you were reviewing a movie every week.
It's a big ask. But what have I told you? That I'm closer than you think. What have I told you that while sitting at the Subaru dealership yesterday waiting on a recall for Annette's car, I had a little time to kill? What have I told you? I brought my laptop.
Oh my gosh.
Because they said it was going to be 3 hours, and I didn't want to leave and come back.
Man.
What have I told you that after 1 hour and 27 minutes, they were done? so I didn't quite have 3 hours.
Just under half.
What if I told you that I had to re-watch episodes of WandaVision because I couldn't remember a damn thing? What if I told you that you're wrong? There's not 6 episodes. There's actually 9?
Is that so?
Sure is. Because I thought... I thought, this would be the perfect opportunity.
It's right there. All you have to do is Google WandaVision episodes, and it says, like, overview, when it was released, 9 episodes. I mean, it says it. It says it right there. Huh.
Yeah.
So you were... Huh.
So I got, like, 2.5 episodes done while sitting at the dealership.
Episode 1 and episode 2 again?
Yeah, I had to start...
So you went all the way back?
I had to start fresh. I thought that was the only fair thing to do.
It had been 5 months.
I remembered a lot of it, but I wouldn't have remembered a lot of it if you had quizzed me on it.
I thought you would probably get... If you... Not knowing you were going to start. Honestly, legitimately not knowing you were doing this at all. Mm-hmm. I thought you would have maybe watched the first one and said, oh, yeah. And then you can put the pieces back together when you get back to 5 and 6.
Quite a bit of it I remembered, but there was a lot of it where I said, ooh, good thing I rewatched this. So, rewatched episode 1, 2, and half of 3 while sitting at the dealership.
And just think, if Subaru had not been a bunch of butts.
And gotten the work done in half the time. Shockingly, the service manager comes up to me, and he's got, like, paperwork and keys, and he's like, here you go, you're ready to go. And I was like, what? Okay. So I hit the road. Came back home, did a bunch of stuff throughout the rest of the day, and worked on the old Manchi last night because it was Manchi Friday, of course.
What again was it that you did?
Do you really want to know?
No, God, no. But I didn't hear it the first time. I don't know why I thought I'd hear it the second time.
So it was like 10 o'clock last night. I came in from the garage.
Who are you?
What do you mean?
This late?
Well, I mean, I've been off from work for like a week.
I always thought, and apologies for the digression, but I always thought you were a guy, not saying you kept your schedule the same, because it would be idiotic to wake up at 4 while you're on vacation. No. But I didn't realize you'd be staying up till 11 o'clock.
I do my best.
Really?
I really try. I try to take full advantage of the nights where I don't have to go to bed super early.
But in 10 days, are you going to feel that?
Yeah.
That change up that you
that's
did?
always the worst, is the flip back.
Yeah.
Because I try to start doing it like 3 or 4 days in advance.
Go to bed at 9:30, something like that?
It never works. That first week back is always just torture.
The worst, right.
Yeah, complete hell.
Is that what's going to take to get you back to coffee, Steve?
I don't think I haven't told you this. I am 100% back to coffee.
Oh no,
Steve.
we had talked about that. Yeah, because you were taking some sips of mine, but I thought you would still mix it in with tea mostly.
I haven't had tea in weeks.
You're tea free? Tea free 2023, Steve?
Tea free in 23. Somebody make that a T-shirt.
Wow.
Actually, no. I think I had tea maybe one day last week when I woke up with a little bit of a dry, sore throat.
For that reason, though, not because that's what you craved instead of coffee.
No.
So you're just now. Are you taking
Swimming
that?
in it.
You
Swimming
taking that
in it.
air pot at work and just pouring it into one of those?
Just right in my mouth. Hitting the little pump button.
How did I miss you?
It's like in college when you do keg stands. I'm doing carafe stands.
Hey, Wendy, go over here and lift my legs over my head so I can chug this hot coffee.
So, came inside last night. Again, I was 2.5 episodes in at the dealership, so I thought, all right, well, I'm going to finish episodes. Episode 3, I had maybe 10 minutes left, and I'm going to do 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to be caught up. Kyle's going to be so impressed.
I guarantee it. Can I guess what happened?
Well, I mean, it's not anything crazy or anything. I finished episode 3. I was like, cool. Watched episode 4, which I think is about where I'd gotten to.
Okay, so you actually made it to 4.
In 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Because I think I made it like halfway through episode 4 maybe, or right to the beginning of it. I don't know. Watched episode 4, and I was like, cool. Getting into it now. Episode 5. Awesome. Episode 6.
This was all last night still.
Awesome. It is now. Oh, no. I finished episode 5, and then, so I'm thinking episode 6, it's the last one. I looked at it. I think it was.
I can't believe I misled you that way.
I think it was like 41 minutes or something.
Yeah.
Of all the things for me to remember over the last 5 months, burned in my head is, 6 episodes. 6 episodes of WandaVision.
I did not know it was 9.
So I fire up episode 6, and at this point it is after midnight. It's probably 12:15, 12:30, and I'm like, I'm going to do this. So I did the thing that you try to do when you want to stay awake while you're watching something. I sit straight up on the couch.
I thought you might be moving around.
I'm not slouching down, not, tucked in with a blanket pulled up. I'm sitting there at attention like I'm in elementary school, sitting at my desk, paying attention. And there were a couple times that I was like, okay, I'm feeling my eyes getting a little bit heavy, but I'm really enjoying the show. So I want to,
finish this one.
Yeah, slap my cheeks a couple times.
You said this is episode 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Halloween episode.
So
I loved it.
I back it up maybe 30 seconds a couple of times just to kind of like, all right, I'm back into it. Stood up, kind of did the, shadow boxing a little bit to get the blood pumping. And then episode 6, I'm looking at the timeline on the bottom, and I'm like, all right, well, I know that these are usually have like 10 to 12 minutes of
insane
credits. And I always scroll through the credits just to make sure that there are no mid-roll scenes or post-credit scenes, which there aren't in the show. So I'm like, all right, well, boy, this thing, I only got like 6 minutes left.
They're gonna have to like sully this plane.
There's a lot that's gonna have to be wrapped up in these next couple of minutes, and then the episode ends. Look, little spoiler alert here. The episode ends with Vision trying to escape from the Hex.
Yeah,
and
he finally finds out about what's going on.
He figures out what Wanda's doing. Well, he kind of figured that out in the previous episode, but so he's scratching and clawing, trying to escape, and that's when Wanda like expands the whole realm, the whole Hex.
Move it,
yeah. And then the episode comes to an end, and I was like, huh, all right.
So confused.
I'm like, so then my first thought is, okay, well, this must be somehow where one of the movies then picks up.
Right.
So, yeah, I could understand why Kyle and Rusty said, you got to watch this, or else if it just starts with this thing expanding, like there's going to be no context. I'm not going to have any idea. So I sit there and I scroll all the way to the end again, and I stop it with like 10 seconds left just to make sure there's no scene.
Right.
And that's when I see the
ding, next episode,
episode 7. And I was like, son of a bitch. Could have gone to bed an hour and a half ago.
I can't believe it. I Googled it while you were talking. I mixed WandaVision and Loki up. Loki is 6.
Yeah.
And WandaVision, is obviously 9.
And then I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, episode 7, 39 minutes.
They get longer.
But roughly 29 minutes, you figure.
Right.
Episode 8, 48 minutes, so 38.
Yeah.
Episode 9, 51 minutes. And I'm doing the quick math. I'm like, I am not staying up until
you're
like 4 a.m.
So you're at 41, 38, and 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're at another 2 hours there.
Not
you would have been
happening.
up till 1 in the morning.
Not happening. So, but I wanted to let you know that an effort was made.
I'm stunned.
I really like that show.
It's so good.
The first 2 episodes are kind of maddening. One, because you don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
But 2, I also hate that that genre, that Donna Reed or what are some Leave It to Beaver type 50s episodes where it's like, wow, my husband.
Yeah. It really takes until episode 3 where it gets into color. And outside of those teases in the first few episodes.
Once you hear the radio transmissions coming through.
Those first few teases in the episode 2 where you see the beekeeper coming through,
yeah,
those are the things that you're like, wait. Because even if you don't like it, you're like, well, that's obviously weird. I need to know what's going on there. So you're going to stick around. But yeah, you've made it through 6. Last 3, they cook. I'm going
to knock out 7, 8, and 9 tonight.
You said she's leaving tomorrow morning?
Leaving tomorrow morning.
You thought about like...
Oh, wait, no, I won't be able to do 7, 8, and 9. It's New Year's Eve. So, again, big night.
Right.
Don't break the ice.
That's right. Don't fall in the ice or whatever.
Sneaky squirrel game.
That's right.
Although, obviously, Evelyn's not staying up until midnight. She'll late for her, it'll be like 8:15.
Right. So you're thinking like
And
a
then-
glass of white wine and flip on.
Well, Annette has already told me, she's like, I'm not staying up till midnight. So I might actually have time in between the time they go to bed
Yeah.
and before the ball drops.
How's this going to go when you rush in at 12:01 to
Banging
give your
pots and
to give your
pans.
lovely wife a hug and a kiss for the new year? Because you have now been the only person awake for 3 hours in your house,
Yeah.
simultaneously watching WandaVision and Ryan Seacrest by yourself.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's how it's going to go. I'd be surprised if I was not by myself at midnight.
I'm posting on the poll, is a New Year's Eve with WandaVision and Ryan Seacrest by yourself happy or sad?
Look, I guess it depends on your place in life. But rest assured that
I am excited.
it is either tonight or tomorrow that WandaVision will be completed.
And listen, when I
Shang-Chi
mentioned
by next week? I don't know.
we
Now,
just
you
had the
would-
calendar, how cool it would be if we lined up right when Ant-Man came out.
You had also told me that that for the TV shows, for WandaVision and Loki, that I don't have to do full reviews of...
No, I don't think that's necessary at all. If you wanted to give an overview of what you thought of the show as a whole, fine. I want you to... Rusty and I talked about this, that we think you need to do those two shows, at least as of now, because those are the two that so far have clear implications for Marvel going forward. You'll understand at the very end of WandaVision how so, and then in a couple of movies, you'll be very happy you watched WandaVision.
Do you think Rusty's going to be happy of this update? Does Rusty still listen?
Yeah,
Is Rusty still
yeah.
out
I think
there?
Rusty's going to be happy. I think this is going to be silent nod with one tear, Rusty,
Okay.
because I think he's going to be so proud that you took the onus on yourself. Yeah. I mean, I've sent you a few like, hey, what are the odds of us getting a movie
ignore
review?
them every time. Don't even act like I received them. I've actually considered just responding with a generic, sorry, this message did not go through to the recipient.
Which would, when you text me the next day saying like, hey, ready to record, would be very weird.
Well, look, sometimes messages don't go through, the internet and the cell phone towers. 5G.
It's a large connection of tubes.
5G causes cancer. That's what I hear.
Steve, I wanted to ask you,
Yes.
you said you're not a resolution guy, and I understand that.
Yep.
But I wanted to ask, did you have anything kind of in your own mind, 2023, hey, I'd like to get this done. And if you say the Jeep Comanche, nobody's going to believe you.
No.
But maybe, and it doesn't have to be like a personal thing. Maybe it's another house project. Maybe it's something you've wanted for a long time. Hey, 2023, I'm going to really focus on doing this or getting this or attaining this year.
Not particularly. Well, Annette, we're going to get Annette a new car this year.
Okay.
Whether it's, I don't know, we're already kind of looking. So maybe it'll be,
So that Subaru getting the work done, you're preparing to ship her off.
yeah, Subaru's getting up there in mileage.
She's had it for a long time. I mean, I would argue since
6-7 years probably.
Okay, yeah, because that was, you had for a minute, you had two Jeeps. And then, boy, I forget the progression.
Her, before the Subaru, she had a Ford Focus.
Okay, that's right. I don't even know if I remember the Ford. That's how long ago it's been. I have, then, for you to fill that void.
Okay.
Because, while that's nice and exciting, and it's fine, I mean, that's not direct for you, right? You're not getting... It's not like your goal for 2023 that your wife has no new car.
I can't, no, I can't really think of anything.
This is perfect.
And who knows? Maybe, let's see, we got about 13 and a half hours of 2022 left. So who knows? Maybe I'll come up with a big plan.
Right.
Big plan.
Do you think, I mean, maybe give a call back to Wayne Dreamboat?
Oh, boy. Head back to the old PF.
Pay for the training with, again, I don't remember his age. I don't remember anything about him other than his fake name that was assigned as Wayne Dreamboat.
Wayne Dreamboat. Well, his name was Wayne. I do remember that.
Makes a lot of sense then, in hindsight, why it was...
Yeah.
Let me fill that void.
Did you hear
I
that?
heard that. Dang it. I cannot believe.
That was amazing.
I'm going to have to timestamp that because I'm going to have to try to dig that one out.
I should be able to isolate it, too, to just my
This is
mic.
perfect.
Yeah.
This is perfect. I have 2 ideas
Okay.
that I've wanted to unleash
Okay.
on this podcast. for a
So
little
are
while.
these like your ideas from my resolutions for 2023?
For the podcast that could now at this point fill that void for you because you don't really have a big ticket item that you're looking for 2023. And I don't either. So I'm not saying it to say,
all right.
I haven't thought about it.
I can't wait.
I'm years removed from the idea of this is the year I'm going to do X, Y, Z.
I can't wait because it's always good to get a second perspective on things. And boy, do I trust you.
So I have 2 ideas. One is less of a day and date concrete idea and more of a broad idea that's going to bring you and I buku bucks.
Okay, riches beyond our wildest dreams. So is calendar year 8 is finally the year?
It'll be the end of calendar year 8, but I think, and I don't know how we're going to monetize it, but this is a fantastic idea. Okay. Did you want that one first?
Yeah, of course.
Or did you want chronological first?
Give me chronological.
You want chronological?
Yeah, I like thinking. I like knowing in advance what I have to plan for and the order I got to plan it.
This one is just much more direct. We are entering 2023, and with that, I've noticed on social media the side gig is now launching and announcing a lot of the live show dates for you guys.
Yes. Yeah,
which means
got a bunch of them.
In about 2 months, we will start looking at. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know the first date.
First date is actually in less than a month. Nashville.
Really?
Yeah, end of January.
Do we need to get the Fathead?
We do.
To Nashville.
Fathead has got to go to Nashville.
Okay.
Fathead is currently local, right?
Where did the Fathead end up? We did this last time. This was titled in our show notes last year. We solved our very first mystery while recording.
Okay.
And since then, which was probably June or July.
I think it was, what was his name?
If you're thinking Dr. Jonathan Baker, it's been, remember, he had it on at his marital bed. It has been long removed from his house.
But who has it? Because remember they posted a video of you at the campfire.
Is it Jeff Green?
I think it's Jeff Green. He posted a video of you sitting at a bonfire.
And he's talking to me,
and he said, hey, Kyle, can I interest you in an adult beverage?
Is this 2 times now we've had and solved a mystery in the same episode?
Boy.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
If it is you, Jeff, please send us a message. We'd like to get that. If I remember right, though, didn't he not have a chance to hold it at a live show?
Yeah, I feel like maybe something happened.
Get in touch with us if you have the Fathead. If you are in Nashville, though, and this is not what I meant to talk about, but if you're in Nashville and you're going to this live show for the side gig at the end of January.
Yeah, morning and night show.
Is it, do you know the venues? Is the morning one, typically the morning one will be okay for a sign or something.
Yeah. It's
a lot of times the night one can be a little different depending on what it is.
I mean, look, you can bring them both. You can bring them to both.
Okay.
The morning show is where we've done it for many, many years at a place called Dick's Last Resort.
That's right.
Right in downtown Nashville.
And that is where the wait staff really treats you kindly.
Yes. Yes, they do. And then at night we will be at the Wild Horse Saloon.
Okay. So, those are both. I'm still a bit scarred and feel bad for Timmy, who brought the Fathead to the night show in Grand Rapids, and that was a venue that said, "This is in what planet do you think this is going to work?" And they had to commandeer it. So I just don't want that to happen again. So if you're going to morning and night show, or just morning, or just night, please get in our DMs on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Steve and Kyle. If you're willing to carry the Kyle Fathead, sign your name on the back where you were when you held it, ship it off. Again, that is on you.
Get in touch with us quick.
Yes, because we need a tight turnaround on this.
It's a month away, but you need it. It needs to travel.
Yeah, we need to make sure we give enough headway for who has it now to get it to you, and then we'll maybe next week we can look at your schedule, start planning out a few dates that we know we need to get the Fathead to.
After January, there's a gap. It's not until like mid-March or something.
Perfect, plenty of time.
The January one is always it kind of stands alone.
Plenty of time.
Yeah.
This is something though, Steve, that you and I have talked about maybe off podcasts in the past, and I want to ask you now.
Okay.
Do you think 2023 in April is the time you and I can hold maybe a little listener get-together, a little meetup surrounding your Live at Night show in town here.
Oh. I would love to.
I think we've discussed that in the past, and again, maybe it was in private.
The only problem is it can't be
day of.
It's really difficult to do it day of.
Right. People
just
travel
because the
for
show
this stuff.
starts at like 8:00, but I'm at the venue by 4 usually.
Okay, so we've got the noon to 3 meetup where we're gonna pound booze.
I like the idea. I mean, I cannot yet commit to anything afterwards because I don't know if there are going to be other commitments.
When do you wrap that charade up by?
Usually by it starts at it's by 10.
And again, I say that because I'm assuming you guys you play charades there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you stay for.
100%.
It's the encore.
So does that mean you're going to be there? Okay, so you're just. I needed to. I was confused. Wait, that's a little hurtful.
He has packaged bits 5 days a week, and I think it's terrible. I don't know why.
What if I told you? What if I told you that I could get you out on stage as part of the show?
No, that's what I talked about. I despise being the center of attention. I can't think of anything I want less. I have felt out of place at those in the past. Not for any reason.
I'll give you a seat. We'll give you a seat just right on the side of the stage. Like tucked back behind the curtain.
It feels like that. Okay, so I can watch the sides of you guys.
You're basically, you're like a stagehand. So if we need, a gallon of mayonnaise,
right,
you're the guy.
Boy, when you put it the way that I get to then carry a gallon of mayonnaise for the upcoming bit. And can I shield my face? Because, again, I don't want to be recognized there.
Right, yeah, of course. We'll have you wearing those funny glasses.
That's right.
With the nose and the mustache.
Nobody will know. No. I don't think I'll be attending.
I love the idea. Now, that show has a date that has been announced.
And what is that date? That's April 6th, right?
April 8th. It is a Saturday night.
Okay.
April 8th. Grand Rapids, Michigan. DeVos Performance Hall. That is a live at night show.
So that is Easter weekend.
Yeah.
So you're going to be heading from the live show to having ravioli at your cousin Leonardo's place on the villa.
If you're referring to lamb chops with my brother-in-law, Alfredo, you are incorrect because I don't know if you noticed the extra car in the driveway. Mm-hmm. That is my sister-in-law and brother-in-law's car.
Okay.
That they left here while they are in Uruguay for the next 6 months.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, typically, and that's funny you mentioned that because I see cars in this driveway. I don't even ask. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a waste of my time because it could be yours. No. Could be the neighbors.
Listen to this little racket we figured out.
You charging them?
No. But
okay,
we're thinking of, like I said, it's just us here, right? We want to get in at a new car. So, we got her car currently. Now, typically, you take it into a dealer, they rip you off on trade-in. So, I'd rather sell it privately.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to post that thing for sale. And then we get the use of their car for the next 6 months free of charge.
Yeah.
Genius, right?
Yeah.
We get a free loaner.
And if there's one thing you like, it's extra cars.
I mean, if there's one thing I enjoy, it's backing out of a driveway and never really being 100% sure that there's not a car parked behind you.
Especially you leaving at all times of the day.
I love backing out of the driveway at 4:30 in the morning and having to zigzag down my own driveway.
That's right.
Like a slalom skier.
But the reward of having a loaner for those long trips you guys take.
Well, I mean, it would be her primary car until she gets her new car.
Got it. So you can dump Subaru.
Because normally when you're trying to sell a car and buy a car, you have to try and time it. Like,
yeah.
But now we don't have to worry about it.
I say this with no offense to you. I don't know if 6 months is apparently enough for you to do that transition.
Me? I could do that transition 3 or 4 times in 6 months.
Well,
you know me.
I mean, yes.
You know how I love buying vehicles.
That's right. You love buying vehicles as much as you love moving houses. Well, I guess what I mean is, salesman Steve, I have a feeling you might maybe rest in your laurels a little bit because I got time. I see this car A for $20,000, but I want it for $18,500.
Oh yeah, now
I'm gonna wait.
I got plenty of time. I can wait them out.
Yeah, so you're gonna be a common visitor, you know, like a nursing home, but at a car dealer, as you go in and harass these poor salesmen.
Drive by.
4 days
See,
a
you
week.
still got it there on the lot.
18.5 sound dumb now, John? Huh? Goes down to 18 on Monday. You better call me.
I told you, John. All you got to do, if you just thrown in that year of oil changes, would have been a done deal. I'm being no, you're being unreasonable, pal.
And again, this is all happening while you are driving because you drive by it every day.
Right? Yeah.
And he's now
And John's
standing out there.
He's standing out front, leaning against the fender, palm against the forehead, thinking, "What have I done?"
Because he's now sunk with this car.
Right.
This presumed lemon, because that's the only thing you'd think about buying.
Exactly. Look, I got to know that I can buy it, put little into it, and then rip off some other poor schlub.
Right. Sell it to some idiot sap down the road.
Yeah.
And then we're in the same conversation when again Annette doesn't have a car because you told her you had a good financial opportunity that she couldn't miss out on. You just need 1 calendar year and $8,000 worth in parts.
That's it. That's it.
How could she not want that?
But anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
So what is the official date then that we are going to be doing?
I mean,
the Steve and Kyle podcast get together. Should we do Yoki?
I think we lock this in for Friday, April 7th, the night before your live show.
Okay.
At a Yoki joint.
So for any people traveling into town, a lot of people shockingly do that. Mm-hmm. They travel in the night before. We would love to have you there. We'll get together. We'll do like a Facebook event for it so you know exactly where it's going to be. Yeah, maybe get ourselves a little velvet roped off area.
Yeah, with, VIP tab.
Mm-hmm.
All that. So again, this is at a karaoke joint.
Sure.
That we're going to be having this.
We're not paying the tab.
No.
The talent never pays.
Come bearing gifts. Maybe this could be. No, it's too. Maybe it's too. Is it too far away? Our friend, Kevin Steffi, who manages the bar.
Down in Kazoo.
That sent us the most random T-shirts I've ever seen for merchandise. Could that be the night that we utilize every ounce of goodwill we've created and just really abuse this guy's bar?
Well, again, I want a hotel room. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it if I got to drive back. Preferably a hotel room within walking distance to the bar.
Yeah, bonus points if you're dressed as Jesus.
So if we got a hotelsman out there that wants to put us up for, obviously, for free. I mean, if you want to pay me to stay there for the night, even better.
Yeah. At minimum, though. The room.
Yeah. Minimum free. Max, sky's the limit.
Friday, April 7th, at a local Yoki joint. If you're making your way into town, or if you
there's
live
ever
in
been
town.
a karaoke joint called Local Yokies? Like Local Yokel? Or Loki Yoki?
Add it to the list of great ideas we've had. Not just good. This goes under great.
How about Loki Yoki?
Loki Yoki.
It's hosted by a guy that looks like Loki.
Okay, so now it's a Marvel-themed karaoke
and
bar.
And all of the songs have to be from Marvel movies.
Boy, there's been a lot, but I don't know if there's been enough that people would enjoy that in depth.
It's real specific.
A lot of just singing score music. Dun, 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 dun. Then one guy in the crowd yelling, "Avengers, assemble!"
Don't even act like you wouldn't go to this place.
I gotta be there every Friday. Friday, April 7th. If you have any early inclination of making your way to the Grand Rapids area for the Side Gig Live at Night show on Saturday, April 8th, see if you can go ahead and make that a day earlier, an evening early, and let's plan a meetup for Friday, April 7th. We can do some karaoke, Could have some drinks, have
Some
a good time.
Loki.
Maybe do a little live recording of the podcast.
Oh, I like that.
We'll just need a venue, people to attend, an open bar, and Marvel music. And a guy dressed like Yogi. Loki.
Well, it could be like Yoki. Maybe Loki's brother. The other brother.
Yeah, we do not have the money to fight Disney's lawyers. So maybe we go with Loki's dumber brother, not Thor.
Yeah.
The other dumb one, half brother.
So we just call it Yoki.
Yeah.
But Y-O-K-I.
Well, no, I think
Y-O-K-E.
I think we go Loki, L-O-K-E-Y, Yoki, Y-O-K-E-Y. Loki Yoki.
Okay. Good. I'm glad that we got this all figured out. So
instead of a new car, use that little slush fund. And we buy a place and make a Marvel music themed karaoke bar.
joint.
Okay.
Yeah. Hosted weekly by Yoki,
Yes.
Loki's other brother.
Yeah, and we'll make sure when we put this in the explanation on the front of the menu that Loki is in quotes because we're acknowledging, Loki it's a character
Right,
itself.
yeah.
We don't have the money to fight
No.
Disney's lawyers. Whew. Boy, hard to go wrong with this business plan. But yeah, seriously.
I'm glad that 2023 is starting off just like every other year of this podcast.
Big ideas,
zero fulfillment.
Yeah, I pulled a few ideas that were on the year in review last week that were early year plans that obviously never happened.
Yeah.
This one, though, I am confident because we have a date and we have an idea.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's 2 more things than we normally have.
By the way, apologies to Robert. We just lost him about a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago. Also, full disclosure. Earlier in this episode, we talked about how this was going to be the year that we were tech incident free. Unfortunately, at the 5601 mark of this podcast, I happened to at the 60-minute mark.
Yeah.
I looked down and I noticed that our recorder had stopped at the 5601 mark. So, if you go back, you might be able to tell that things were a little pieced together. But the dream has ended. Just
56 minutes.
56 minutes into the year.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I think we got our way out of this.
Okay.
Because this is the year of no tech issues.
Yeah. Technically, this is 2022.
We're recording this on Saturday, December 31st, 2022.
That's true. All right. Well, yeah. We'll put that under advisement.
I have the big idea for this podcast to start making more money than we could dream of. We'll get to that next week.
I got to get to something, too. I've been approached
Oh, my gosh.
about expanding the Lispin.
Which we've
About
had these opportunities in the past.
A possible new podcast to be added to the podcast family.
Ah, dang it.
You will not believe this.
I was hoping it would be to replace me on this podcast.
It could happen. That could be it.
Fingers crossed.
It was like, picture the least likely scenario that you can think of. Mm-hmm. Somebody saying to you,
I want to do
"Hey,
a podcast."
I want to do a podcast."
Yeah. It's a net.
And then throw the ball a million yards past that.
My guess in your circle, my guess would have been a net.
We'll tell you more
On the turnaround.
on the turnaround.
Next week.
Yeah. At Stephen Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, if you're going to be at the Side Gigs live shows at the end of January in Nashville,
Yes.
or if you're going to be at the Side Gigs show in April, although we can't really bring anything to the show in
Not
April.
the night show. The night
Maybe
show in
we could-
April is a
yeah.
no-go. That's why we're kind of doing...
Maybe we can get that fat head, but just
On merch.
on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
That
People
would be
wearing
nice to
my...
have a whole row of that.
I want the picture of me holding the fat head
Right.
on the shirt.
Yeah.
Like the lowest amount of effort we could possibly make.
All right. At Stephen Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We will talk to you next week. See ya.
See ya.